Welcome to your video team on the road as we visit Higher Voltage, where business owners go to power up their brand.
Welcome back to YVT on the road here at Higher Voltage 2026 with the founder, creator, extraordinaire, incredible person that is Christine Gritmon.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness. No, thank you.
You're welcome.
I cannot wait for you to hear these interviews back.
I'm really excited.
Like, we've obviously given people the opportunity, introduce themselves, let us know who they are. And then I've said, why are you here? And all of them have been like blown away. What you've curated, the story of the day, which kind of resonates because it's the story that, like, that's what we were all talking about. Story, brand, all of that. I mean, where did the event... Oh, tell people who you are first.
Yes.
Like, introduce yourself.
I'm Christine Gritmon. I have henceforth been known as, well, heretofore, been known as personal branding coach, guru, whatever you'd like to call me. But I shall henceforth be known as someone bringing solopreneurs together.
Yes, and you have done a phenomenal job, like I say today. What was it that made you go, this event is missing and I need to create it?
Yeah, so I've been going to events for years and years and years, and people have said to me for ages, you're such an event person, you need to put on an event. And I said, well, it's such a crowded space, I'm not going to until I have something to add to the conversation. And then I've noticed over recent years that a lot of not only communities and events, but also businesses, all sorts of entities that used to really invest in the teeny tiny business community have all been moving bigger. So the messages coming from stages, from, podcasts, from communities, all these things have been about hustle, growth, scaling, 6-figure months, 7-figure years. Now some are talking about 7-figure months. And
Yes, please, but gosh.
I mean, I needed there to be a space for the mum who's copywriting on her sofa until school pickup. And I think that matters. I think that I wanted to also serve small businesses that are larger than that. But I needed there to continue to be a space, and a strong space, and a dedicated space that is also applicable directly to one-person businesses or two-person businesses like yours. The fact is, the founder-led micro business, I have to come up with a better term for that, but not just solopreneurs. In general, founder-led micro businesses where the person who founded the thing is still the primary driver.
Yeah.
They may be delegating some tasks, but the business is still really them. I think that is a very specific need. And I see it disappearing. I see that support eroding. And I really wanted to, and I also go to loads of events where in the moment it's really fun. I meet some fun people. I have a great time. I'm inspired as heck. And then nothing changes.
Right.
And so a few of my real priorities were, first of all, for everything coming off that stage to be something a one-person business could do without additional personnel, capital, time, money, anything. But I also wanted it to be, again, immediately applicable. And so I often toss out event programs, quite frankly. They go in the recycling as soon as I get home. I wanted a workbook with prompts to get people started on that journey of not just hearing the inspiration from the stage, but applying it directly to themselves, saying, here's how we want to change your thought process as a result of hearing what's coming off that stage. Here's some of the things you need to ask yourself in order to get started applying that knowledge to your business directly. Because ultimately, what I want to build in general, whether it's through events, through communities, through all of it, I want to build a situation where anytime someone speaks at one of my events, I pay my speakers. Anytime someone participates in one of my events, anytime someone even attends one of my events, I want to develop a strong reputation of someone who it is actively, directly profitable to support. So I don't want people just leaving with warm fuzzies, with some new friends. I do want that too. I'm a big fan of warm fuzzies. I want people to make money from having been a part of what I'm building.
And you've nailed it, right?
Thank you.
Like, absolutely. There were two major things today that you allowed people, the solopreneurs, like you say, to come in to feel like they can accomplish their business goals without having to grow and become huge, that they can stay that mum that works between 9 and 2. And I'm quite happy, and I know I can build the business that will manage that for me. And then also the curation of people that we had was, a lot of the times we go to events, and like you say, is one, I have to choose which speaker I'm going to go listen to. I'm like, oh my God, there's like multi-tracks going on here. Who am I going to go to listen to?
And I never watch the replay. I'm sorry, I just don't.
No, I've got them all there. I'm like, every intention. Yeah, every intention. It doesn't happen. But then having on top of that, like, there's so much info coming at me. I'm a bit like, whoa, okay. And it, at the time, like you say, it feels amazing. I'm like, yeah, I'm buzzing, but I walk away and don't do anything. Out of your speakers today, there was one action I could take from each. There's more, but I could get at least one action. And we asked everyone, what's your one action? And all of them went, and were able to clearly and concisely give me one thing that they're going to do in 2026.
That hits me directly in the heart. Thank you.
Mission accomplished.
I'm really excited about that. And I have to say, I have struggled a lot. Like, I have strong belief in myself and my skills and my gifts and talents and what I can bring to people. I've had so much trouble articulating it, and I've especially had trouble selling it. I can be visible when it comes to the actual taking the gap of asking people for the sale, of asking people to support it with their wallets, not just their kind words. I've always struggled. And now that I'm building something that's bigger than myself and that isn't all about me, I have expanded so much as a result of this event, because ultimately I was saying, look at these amazing people who I have access to, and I want to share that access with you. Look at these amazing speakers. I really feel like you guys need to learn from them. And it was also a very curated build. It was very much like, I was almost worried that it would be redundant. I don't feel like it was. I feel like there was such a clear through line between the speakers to a greater degree than I had even envisioned. They surpassed even my already high esteem, really. Like, my expectations for them were high. I knew I was putting together a really high quality lineup, and they blew me away. They over-delivered like crazy, in the best ways. And as I said, like, valuing my speakers was a really big priority. I said, if I'm going to be entering the event space, I need to be what I want to see. I'm a speaker myself. I've done loads of free speaking. It has led to things. It led to me meeting half the speakers, quite frankly. But I said, I'm going to pay them. I'm going to put them up in a posh hotel. I'm going to take them out for a nice dinner. I'm going to hype the heck out of their offers. And I'm going to treat them like the value proposition of the event. They are the product. I'm sorry. It sounds a bit crass to say that, but they are the value of the event. If I don't have them, I don't have an event.
But Alice came today because of who you had. Helen came today because of who you had lined up. Not like some people respectfully didn't know who you were, but they were, I know that person. I'm coming because of them.
That blew my mind, and it was so satisfying. Because again, when it's just me, it seems like I don't struggle. It seems like, oh, she's everywhere. Oh, she's so confident. No, I fall flat on the final bits of it. And this enabled me to get over that, because I had so much faith in the people who I was bringing to the table. Obviously, them having their own audiences was a huge boon to me and to the event, but also to each other. I think that was really huge. In conversations with people, hearing, oh, I hadn't been following so-and-so before. I had been following this one. That's why I came to the event. But now I'm actually going to do something with that one. That is everything to me. I kept forgetting that my speakers weren't all in with each other.
No, that's it. You think they all know each other.
Different groups of them did know each other. But yeah, it was really, really great. They were part of the value to each other. Some of them were really excited about meeting each other. And similarly, people from their audiences were excited about discovering these other people. And that, oh my goodness, like I'm just buzzing with all that I want to bring to the table in that regard. This has been really satisfying from that perspective. And I'm just really excited that it landed the way I really wanted it to land. And I'm really excited for a week from now, a few weeks from now, a few months from now. I want to follow up with people.
Yeah.
And say, what have you done as a result of higher voltage? Because if there's one really clear through line that wasn't even the intention necessarily, but it turned out to be what I consider my main takeaway from this event as an attendee as well.
You've jumped ahead. I was going to ask, what's your action? What's
Stories.
your takeaway? Okay.
People have told me you can hear something 1,000 times and you still can't see your way into it until suddenly something gives.
Yeah.
So why does stories? I've been told for ages, oh, you're a great speaker, you really know your stuff, you're an expert, you're a natural on stage. It would hit better if you told stories. And I never do.
Okay.
And I'd heard it a million times. And obviously Sophie Lee was the one who directly spoke today about storytelling. Sophie Lee of Electric Peach. Brand storytelling is her whole jam. But every speaker told stories today.
But every speaker stood up
Every
there.
single one of them had
Told
a personal story to tell, and it really broke through. First of all, personal stories don't have to be inspiration porn. They don't have to be, here's this hard stuff I went through, here's my little story of triumph, here's my pathos. No. So many of those were not that at all. No. I mean, Janine was talking about buying an acre property with a woodland. That's not pathos. It didn't have to be. And that really, I've seen it in action so many times. I've seen incredibly gifted storytellers work that from the stage. I have never seen my way into it. And now today has really inspired me to find it.
Incredible.
Yeah.
I look forward
I need to add
seeing your stories coming out over the next year.
I still prefer other people's stories, but that's also a thing to do. As many of the speakers said, they said, tell client stories.
Yeah.
We don't mean testimonials. Those are great.
No.
Solicit those. Solicit nice things and share them.
Talk about stories that resonate.
Telling stories that resonate, they don't even have to be your own personal stories. Like, they can be someone you helped. I always felt, quite frankly, first of all, like they weren't my stories to tell if they weren't mine. And I also felt like, ooh, will they agree that's how it went? Or will they come back at me and say, you didn't help me at all. What are you talking about?
Right.
That's not true.
No.
I've definitely discovered that. Like when I have gone and asked people, look, I'm going to take your name off of it. But is it okay if I share this? And is it okay if this is what I say? And, you know, the sensitive part of me is saying, they're going to come back and say, are you kidding me? I regret ever having worked with you. No, they've never said that. They always, without exception, said, you can put my name on that.
Like one up. Not even, you can do it, but without my name, you can have my name.
I also don't feel like I have stories to tell, but that's ridiculous. Of course I do.
Oh my, Teresa spoke about dogs.
I know. So yeah, again,
you have kids, you have family, you travel.
So many stories to tell.
Yeah.
And I've never considered myself a storyteller because, again, I associate it, and I think a lot of people do associate it with those kind of inspirational speakers.
Yeah.
You talk about their hardship, and then they, you know, how they overcame it, and then they somehow say, and here's what that has to do with B2B sales, like the LinkedIn bros. It doesn't have to be that. And I had 6 shining examples of that today.
Yeah.
I'm not providing replays to everyone. I am providing the footage to the speakers, but I'm going to be studying the footage of the speakers.
Yeah.
Because even though I was looking at stuff, obviously my brain was in a million places today. So I actually do want to kind of study this almost like a course, quite frankly. Because one of the things is when you work with people who are stronger than you are at certain things. And I need to point out, I'm a personal branding specialist who had multiple personal branding specialists on that stage.
Yeah.
Each of them brought something different.
Absolutely.
And each of them brought something different than I bring. And I think that when you put yourself in a situation where you are exposed to and supporting and working with people who have strengths either that you do not or have in a different flavor than you happen to bring, that's such an incredible opportunity for growth. And I'm really excited about that. Like, I knew I'd be getting a lot out of today. I did not quite expect how much attendee value I would be receiving, especially since I know all of the speakers. I've seen all of them speak. I've seen all of them, the work they've put out there. I know what they're all about. This was different, and this hit, and the fact that they all especially clearly took to heart the message of provide actionable tactics.
Absolutely.
That a single person business can use. If you have a small team, that's fine, but single person needs to be able to execute it. They took that directive so much further than I even envisioned. So I'm really excited.
Brilliant. And growth is what you're going to do. The tickets are already, you've sold some today.
Yeah.
Exciting. We're going to grab all the links from you. We're going to put them in the description, the show notes below. Be here next year.
Thursday, January 28th, 2027.
There you go. Heard it here first. Christine, thank you so much for having us. We can't wait.
Thank you, Rachel.
We will be
and
back
Ben
here
by
next year.
extension. Thank you.
We'll be back next year. We cannot
You're
wait.
amazing.
Join us.
Thank you for watching Your Video Team on the Road. If you would like your video team to come to your event with their video podcast pop-up studio, get in touch with us at yourvideoteam.co.uk/pop-up.